Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Cape Rugby TV time. We talk about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Of course, we're still coming to you remotely. Folks, big thanks to our partners on board with us here at Cape Rugby TV. Direct Access, your financial services partner. MChem 24-hour pharmacy. Score energy drinks. Well, as you know, Score is on board with Western Province Rugby and the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. And you can win yourself a case of Score during the course of the show. So make sure that you keep your mobile phones handy so you can put yourself in line to win that competition. And of course, Thorburn Security Solutions. And don't forget, of course, during the course of the show, we'll also give you an opportunity to win yourself a set of masks, and we'll announce, courtesy of CTC Sports, we'll announce that a little bit later. Folks, we've got a nice full show for you this evening. We'll catch up with DHL Stormers head coach John Dobson, find out what's happening with the DHL Stormers. Of course, we know that they played their first game over the weekend against the Lions. That's very exciting, and they've got a string of matches coming up, of course, and then, of course, the Stormers go into the Currie Cup. So we'll find out more about that during the course of the show. We'll speak again to the DHL Under-21 coach, Jerome Parvater. The Under-21s are leaving for their fixtures in the SA Rugby Under-21 side. They leave this coming Saturday to play their first game on a Sunday. And then we'll catch up with Aslam Abrams from Vineyards to tell us what some of their outreach projects they took place with their youth structures. And we're going to catch up with Jason Alexander, Western Province Rugby Under-21 hooker. He's, of course, in that squad at the moment. So, folks, nice full show for you this evening. So make sure you don't go away. Keep your mobile phones handy. Lots of competitions coming up for you. Folks, on the line with me now, DHL Stormers head coach John Dobson. Dobbo, it's fantastic to see you. How are you, Mania?
I think we are. I am. The team are. It felt a bit weird to start. It was like playing in the cathedral, but once the game and the whistle started, it was absolutely brilliant. So, actually, very grateful to everybody who made this happen, because I think a lot went into getting us back on the field. Just sorry, it's not the whole rugby community, but it's a start.
How did that feel, playing in an empty stadium? I mean, you can hearing echoes, and we had a lot of discussion, those of us watching the game, that the mental impact for the players also must be quite tough.
It was very weird. Warm-up was absolutely surreal. It was, you felt like you're getting ready for training. It was really, and also not having played for 7 months. I think once the game started, the players got into it, and us as coaches got into it. But even on the bench, you could see the guys it was bewildering. It was really, really strange. You could hear every grunt of a scrum, every flukwoord, everything. It was eerie. But as I say, at the end, we sort of got into it, I think.
And what about all these side things? We had such a good conversation last week with Chippy that was talking about all the different dynamics around management now, that there's management of water bottles and management of strapping and management of what you can and can't do on the side of the field. What about all those complications? That must make things, well, I suppose it's the same for everybody, but it must make it quite interesting now.
Yeah, the whole thing is surreal, like from us as coaches, when we can go into the change room, when we can speak to the players. We had to split across 2 change rooms, so you had to give 2 speeches across for backs and forward. You had to go and speak to the backs and give them a message, and then go to the forwards. Certain flow to a very, very large distance, coach's box. There's no food, like normally used to jelly babies and that for the players after the game, and the sandwiches. No shower. It felt very, very strange.
Dobbo, let's talk about the rugby a little bit. Great start, 34-21 win over the Lions. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, I thought we took all other 3 franchises took 30. We took 25 players because there were a couple wanted to go to 80. But I think we almost paid the price for that in the middle of the second half. When the Lions put 15 on and we started to run out of legs. But I think we showed some fight, to score last and to stay in that, because I think we were blowing. Having been in this heavy, wet Cape winter, going up there for our first proper game was tough, and you could see us disappear a little bit. But I think, the breakdown was poor. We failed to launch off lineouts, but I think some nice touches, really good scrum, and no serious injuries. And a win over a franchise that has bolstered itself over the lockdown, where we've lost a couple of players. Pretty happy.
But you've got some new guys in the team now, and they look like they're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're probably referring to Warwick, who was brilliant, Nama Kaba, who has been knocking on the doors a little bit, injuries. I think he was outstanding when he came off for CS. That was brilliant. Yeah, there was some promising signs. I thought Dan Dup, for a guy who's been beset by injuries, was outstanding at the centre. Angelo Davids on the wing is one to really watch. So that was encouraging for us.
From a management perspective also, Labib and Rito, you've got them in the team with you now. Both of these guys coming from the club rugby structures. It's fantastic to see this kind of unity of Western Province Rugby, where we've got this real link between club structures and youth structures sitting in your team now.
Yeah, Jeepers, JP, I think you and I are on the same page. I know how passionately you feel about it, but yeah, Rita's coached Villages, coached Primrose, Labib's Collegians, SK Warmers, proper community clubs. And they're both doing excellent jobs. I think you could see, Labib has our skills. I don't think we've seen Stormers sort of offload and like that for a while. And Rita's done a really good job with the forwards. And and we've got a couple of club guys we've got in training with us now. It's tough on them because they haven't played no club rugby. And I think our under-21s are going up to the under-21 championship with 7 or 8 guys from the club system this week. And the more we can move closer rather than further, the better it is for rugby, because we've got just this amazing resource here, and it's a USP, it's a differentiator of this province as any other of the franchises, and it's irresponsible if we just act as a sort of professional team in isolation, because it's ethically wrong, and secondly, just there's such a resource here.
Yeah, it really is fantastic to watch. We looked at the game, and not only did you have a whole ton of Springboks in the side, but you also had the mix of the guys coming from the club space there. Guys like Salman Murat and Herschel Janches and Genre Augustus, but many of them seasoned players now. That is also a different combination. Is your experience, your Springbok guys combining with the new guys, combining with the club guys. I mean, are you kind of building on that as a culture thing?
Yeah, I think we've got these great, as you allude to, we've got these great World Cup Springboks, and I think one of the challenges we saw on the weekend was when France and Stephen came off, that we probably weren't the same as scrums. But what we're trying to do is avoid, like when Bulls a few years ago fell off the cliff, or the Lions did, when those guys all left. We won't ever want our franchise to be in that position. So exactly those names you mentioned, throwing Trocky, there's a couple of young props like Leon Lyons and Sazi Sunday. These guys, David Miezan's going to be an outstanding 5-lock, so that we never want to go through that.
Dobbo, just tell us a little bit about this, the green and gold thing this weekend. This is a kind of an interesting scenario, but you've got to obviously have some of your players in those squads.
Yeah, I mean we've got 15 there, or 16 now. I think Quenzo Blaso, the loose heads, has been caught up into it as well. So 16 players is a lot. A couple of out of the injury. France and Sibilla got small injuries. But the issue for me is, it's great. Guys get more game time. Obviously, the issue I'm worrying about is an injury. These guys need. We would have played a friendly anyway. These guys need game time, and it's great for again the youngsters like a Quenzo and that like a Rickus Pretorius to be sort of appreciated at a national level. Makes them think we're heading in the right direction here and that they're getting recognised.
And this format of going from Stormers rugby to Currie Cup rugby. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, I understand.
Well, I mean, I don't mean the format. I'm talking about from the players' point of view, that you're going to play a number of Stormers games, and then you're going to start playing Currie Cup, and that you're going to have quite a long season now, including the fact that the guys will be playing over Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, I think the guys are. I think that the crisis was so bad, the chaps will take anything. I mean, I know there's a massive issue around Boxing Day. Yeah, guys in New Zealand missing Christmas. We play on Boxing Day, but it's at home. It's a Griquas at home. The poor Kimberley guys, they're probably quite happy to be Cape Town over Christmas. But Kimberley.
Yeah. But if they weren't playing rugby, they're playing cricket.
It is. I mean, I don't want to use a cliche. It is we're just grateful to play. So whatever the competition, whatever the format. I think there's three arguments. One of which is the rugby economics or ecosystem. We have to get on the field, and that's what it takes. I think the other argument is it's good for the country's morale that the people are out there playing. And also the third one, which is slightly selfish, is the players want to get back to earning what the wages they were earning before wage cuts. So I think the sacrifice is very small given what's gone on in the sort of bigger context.
Yeah, I think people must, of course, remember that this is people's jobs. It is their income, and there's a lot of commitment and sacrifice there. And it's been hard for everybody, regardless if you're a celebrity or a professional sports person. You've got no income. You've got life is difficult. But Dobbo, we're going to leave it at that. We know that you're busy practicing with the under-21s at the moment. I'm sure you guys are going to give them a hard time. It's great to see your face on camera with us and joining with us. It's fantastic to see the smile on your face. and we're just so happy that you guys are back on the park. We're able to talk rugby, and yeah, I know you got to go, and we just want to say thanks for chatting with us, and we'll follow progress all the way, and we'll make sure that all the fans are still, following you guys.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, JB. Thanks for having me on. I mean, we're lucky that we're back on the field. I really feel sorry for those clubs and those matrics of their last year of school who haven't been as lucky as us in playing. But hopefully next year's a completely different picture. But thanks for all the support. Cheers, man.
There we go, folks. John Dobson, DHL Stormers head coach. Fantastic to speak to him. He's smiling. The players are back. This is what we're looking for. I think that all of us watching right now must be absolutely thrilled with the fact that the Stormers are back. From there, they're going to the Currie Cup. We've got Jerome and his team back. So it's really great. Folks, we'll take a break. When we come back from the break, we in fact are going to catch up with Jerome Parvata, DHL Stormers under 21 coach. And as we speak, they are busy going into that practice match with the Stormers. And we look forward to speaking to him. Stick around. Don't go away. Right, welcome back, everybody. Of course, nice to have Jerome Parvata, Western Province Rugby under 21 coach on the line with us. And as we know, of course, the 21s are finally back. They've got the news that they are going to be playing. And of course, last week, Jerome had his first practice matches at the HPC in the form of chuckers. And so we had to, of course, make sure that we catch up with Jerome and find out how that went and what they're busy with at the moment and the preparation. Jerome, nice to see you on the line. How are things on your side?
No, good, JP. Thanks. Good to be back again. But it's going well. We're ready to leave on Saturday. And we actually played this morning against the Currie Cup senior squad. So yeah, it's looking good.
Jerome, let's just quickly talk about, if we go back a few days now, you got the announcement just the other day that you're able to have physical practices, but also the big announcement from SA Rugby that the under-21 competition is actually on. We always knew it was coming, we just didn't know about the fixtures. Just tell us about the team and how they're feeling about it.
No, JP, the boys are really excited since last week when we got an official go-ahead. Like everybody, you could just see the spirit in the camp, in the training sessions, the guys, because everybody wants to go. We can take 36 players. So, so the guys were like really putting in the hard work, and we had a great warm-up game last Friday. And this morning against the senior squad, this is the final preparation before we play the Bulls on Sunday. So, yeah, the guys are ready and they're very excited to go.
Now, last week you played, and we're going to quickly take a look at some of the footage here. You played a number of chuckers there at the HPC. Just tell us about how do the chuckers work, and if we look here at the first chucker, how did the chuckers work, and how do you do your planning around that?
Yeah, JP, we basically have we pick two teams, and we play 20 minutes, and then after 20 minutes we change if we need to change or swap guys around. And then play another 20 minutes, then make another change. So that's basically how we work it, yeah.
Of course, you're broadcasting to us now here from the HPC at where I believe you guys are getting ready for practice. Jerome, let's take a look at the first chucker here and then give us your thoughts. Jerome, so there we can see the guys in action. Just give us your thoughts. What did you think of that? What are the kind of things that you're looking at?
Yeah, JP, what we basically look at, because it's the same calling system, everybody play the same game, so it's actually easier for the defense. But we were looking just so that the guys can keep the structure in play within the plays that we want to play. For example, if we in our 22 and we want to play our exit plays, whether it's from a lineout or from a scrum, then they must do it, even if it's on to play. We just want to see in certain zones, in certain areas of the field where we are. If we in the opposition 22, what we do in the 22, how we play, how we hold on to the ball. So it's basically just to keep the structure and keep the shape, so we can just continue. And we also what we also did, if we feel we didn't have enough scrums, then we ask for more scrums.
Jerome, okay, so let's take a look at the second chukker that you played there, and then give us your thoughts just around some of the players and their movements. Here we go. Here's the second chukker now. Jerome, so it looks like the guys have got their movement right, and then, well, I mean, you're the expert. Tell us, what did you think about the sort of, I don't know, are the guys getting their feel back there? Are you happy with what you're seeing?
Yeah, no, I'm really happy, especially like the tight forwards where we want to operate in the port system. So how they come back, or even if it's from a scrum, you can see there for a few times from the scrums how the guys set up. So yeah, we were very happy with that, and I mean the ball carrier, the guy who carried the ball, what he do, the guys who's cleaning. So you can see perfect body position. Sometimes in the breakdown, the opposition, we were not happy of offside lines because the refs were going to be very strict. You would see there the ref penalized them a couple of times on the offside lines. So we're very strict on that because we don't want to give penalties away in certain areas of the field unnecessary.
Jerome, and then of course you say that you had a run there against the Currie Cup side, which are of course the seniors. How did that go?
No, it went well, JP. Fortunately, we didn't have a lot of injuries, so that's always a scary part before we leave. So the guys are ready. The senior side obviously had played a couple of games more, so they were obviously all over our guys. But the exercise was actually good that we've done.
Jerome, and then just we're hoping to still speak to one of the players. In fact, they could probably even just come and sit down there next to you now. I know that you guys have been practicing all the COVID regulations and everybody is safe. Jerome, have we got a captain yet? I know you're taking 35 players with you, of which there's quite a lot of the guys that are from the club rugby structures. Have we got an under-21 captain yet, or do you wait for that later for announcement?
JP, yeah, we just wait because there's still a couple of guys at the senior squad with Don Dobson. We spoke about the players joining us.
All right, we don't have to tell everybody the secret. We'll wait and see then.
Yeah, and then there's also a couple of the guys at the green and gold squad.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have to wait on that also.
So when do you guys leave, Jerome? When do you depart, and then how long are you away for?
We're gonna leave Saturday at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
But yeah, Saturday at 4 o'clock, and
Right.
then we basically away for a month.
Okay.
A month to 5 weeks. Yeah.
All right, Jerome. So as we said last week, we're still hoping to catch up with you while you're away, because there's no reason that you can't be on your laptop or on your phone in a hotel room while you're in Johannesburg and speaking to the Cape Rugby TV fans.
Definitely, JP, we'll keep you posted.
Jerome Parvat, Western Province Rugby under-21 coach, and they're all ready for action. And I think everybody's so excited about this. It's what we've been waiting for, is the rugby action, and it's great to be able to catch up with Jerome, speak to him at the High Performance Centre, and of course we'll stay in touch with them while they're on their tour, and we wish them the very best. But we'll be catching up with some of the players in a second, so make sure you don't go away. Stick around. We'll find out what they're up to. Welcome back, everybody. Cape Rugby TV, and we carry on talking about what's happening in the world of club rugby, Western Province club rugby. But of course, we speak about the Stormers, the DHL Stormers, and DHL Currie Cup side, and of course the under-21s, which is a big focus for us now. So many of the guys come from the club rugby structures, and we know that that we've got to stay in touch with them as we follow the progress from club rugby into the under-21s, where they're now with Jerome. And with me now is, and he was with us on the show just the other day, Jason Alexander. Jason, of course, playing hooker. Hi, Jason. How are things there with you?
No, things have been great. Not going to lie, the team's ready. We've been prepping for quite a while now, and I think we're just doing the finishing touches before the tournament, and then we're going to be in there, Joburg.
Jason, let's just go back a few steps here. Lockdown, we haven't had a chance to interview you guys like this. We've had the interviews directly, but not on a conversational format like this. Lockdown, 6 months of you guys not being able to play rugby. From your perspective, we've been speaking to Jerome all the time, but from your perspective and the players' perspective, how's that been for you guys?
JP, it's been an absolute nightmare. No one ever thought, obviously, this would come true. COVID was a big surprise for all of us. But I think as a union, we handled quite well. The coaches kept communicating with us through the lockdown. What are we doing? How are we exercising? And then eventually when we got to training, they made us work, which was tough at the start, since some players may have been a bit lazy during their lockdown experience. But eventually when we got into the flow of things, it just felt good to be back. And then when we started doing contact training, it just felt like we were right back at home.
So what was the feeling in the camp or amongst you guys when you found out last week that it was official, that you're actually going to have game time? Because from what we understand, for many of you guys, some guys will not play under 21 again after this.
Yeah, that's been a big stress for some of the under 21s, just having the under 21 competition next year. But the boys are going to make the most of what they have this year. It's the last year for some of these boys, and I think it's just an opportunity for them to shine and just show the senior side what they got there. We're just going to give it all we have, and I think when the players play, they're going to play with all their heart and for the badge as well.
Yeah. You guys, of course, in touch with some of the other players around the country. We know that a lot of guys from local have been playing for other provinces and that. Have you had some engagements and some conversations with some of the other guys who we hope are as excited as you are?
No, I definitely personally have had a few conversations with some of the boys from other unions. Nothing to give away any tactics or anything, but no, we've just obviously shared the excitement for the tournament coming back, and obviously we haven't seen each other in a while. So I think this tournament's going to bring a lot of us together again as well. So that's why also we're very excited to get back to the game, man.
And then I've got to ask you, I know that you guys you're in a rush there and you've got to get your strapping on and your boots on because you've got to get these practice sessions in so that you guys are ready for going away. I've got to ask you from a club rugby perspective, how does it feel for the club rugby guys, the guys that, because you've got quite a lot of guys that have come through the ranks with you that played actual club rugby that are playing for Western Province now. Is there a vibe there? How does that feel?
No, definitely these club rugby and league players different to the game. I mean, we all know that league is just a different place to be at. It's different from any other competition, and these players just bring that rugged toughness to the field. And when when you're playing against a league player, you get hit hard in the tackle, or it's just nice to have an experience against these guys. And obviously, it's a first experience for them playing for province and sharing that pride. So hopefully we can make the experience good for them as well.
So you're a UWC club rugby player, but of course you've got a lot of experience in the club circles. Who are the other club guys? Do you guys like chat to each other and say, oh, you know, wait until we get back to Super League A or Super League B, we're going to have it on there?
No, definitely. I mean, we've even shared a past few memories of a few fights that have happened between the clubs and stuff. Yeah, I mean, obviously the fights were intense back then, but now, I mean, we're sharing the same jersey, so I think it's all good. The friendships have been healed. But I think
when we talk about fights, we're obviously talking about a battle. We're not talking about a punch-up. We're just talking about we just got to make sure that the fans understand that. You guys leave on Saturday. Is the team ready to go? Have you mentally prepared yourself for the fact that you're going into a bubble, that you're not going to be out on the town jawling? It's going to be complete lockdown and a whole different discipline?
No, I think since we were in lockdown for so long, I don't even think the boys really care about that jawling anymore. I think we just really want to get back to rugby and kind of focused on the goal, which is making that final.
Yeah.
A lot of them been focused in training, communication between each other. I mean, in the field, we've been practicing really hard. Some of the boys have been doing extras and all of that, and it's just the excitement to get back into the game has been amazing. And I think when we get to Joburg, it's all business. I think we're prepared. Yeah.
No, well, Jason, we're going to leave it at that. We know that you've got to get back on the park outside there now, and if I don't let you go, Coach Jerome is going to get very angry with me. But we're certainly hoping that we will stay in contact with you guys. You can tell all the players that there's absolutely no reason that we're not be able to speak via Skype and do a lot of interviews and speak to you guys in the hotel and make sure that all our club rugby and TV fans are well in touch with your activity wherever you are. So we'll definitely be speaking to you guys over the next few weeks.
Definitely. Thanks for the interview, JP. Appreciate it.
Here we go, folks. Jason Alexander, Western Province Rugby under-21 hooker. He's got a great future, and it certainly looks like the players there are in good spirits, and we're looking forward to staying in contact with the players while they are on tour. They, of course, leave on Saturday, and as we know, their first game then on Sunday at the Western Province, at least at the South African under-21 championships. And they play every 4 days, so they've got quite a busy schedule ahead of them, and we're so happy to see so many club rugby players in that squad there. Folks, as you know, CTC Sports manufactured some masks. Here's a sample of the mask for us. You can see now I'm wearing it. The Cape Rugby TV mask, and of course, well, we trust that you can hear okay. Now, if you want to win for yourself a set of 20 masks for yourself with your own logo on it, then all you need to do is SMS the word CTC to 33090, and you can win your own custom masks. All you need to do is, of course, provide your logo. CTC will make it for you, and if you're the prize winner, you just have to go and collect your masks at CTC Sports. So it's very easy. Just SMS the letters or the word CTC to 33090, and you can put yourself in the mix to win a set of 20 custom-made masks with your logo on it, similar to the Cape Rugby TV masks. Of course, as you know, CTC Sports are a partner to Western Province Club Rugby. CTC, of course, manufactured all of the jerseys for the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens tournament. Congratulations then to Mike Campbell from the Bobby's Rugby Academy. Mike, you walk away with a set of 20 masks courtesy of CTC Sports. Folks, when we come back from the break, we'll catch up with Aslam Abrams. They've been busy with their outreach projects at Vineyards, and more of late, they managed to get the kids together at the Klein Nederburg Farm Guest House, where the seniors at the club gave some words of advice and words of wisdom to some of the youth at the Vineyards Rugby Football Club. Don't go away. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back, everybody. Cape Rugby TV. We carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Folks, over the last few months, we've had some incredible activities. Our clubs have been reaching out and doing some phenomenal work within their club structures. And we saw right at the beginning of lockdown, we saw Vineyards start the ball rolling with reaching out to their club structures and within their player structures. And Vineyards has now taken it to the next level. Last week, with the change in lockdown, the guys started reaching out to some of the youth structures and managed to get some of the kids together and also some of their players. And to tell me more about that, I've got Aslam Abrams on the line from Vineyards now. Aslam, it's fantastic to see you again. How are things with you?
JP, all good. This side, everybody, then we're playing again after they say level 1, playing with the kids around, playing with our seniors around. So we're all liking.
Aslam, that's of course in a social manner. Not we haven't got any fixtures out yet from.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but although we're happy to see that the Stormers are playing again and the under-21s are playing again. Aslam, just tell us a little bit what you've done in the last few weeks. This is now, we've managed to catch up with you a few times about your outreach projects, but you've changed things a little bit. In the beginning you did the feeding schemes, and we know that you're still doing that, but you've also now taken advantage of the change in lockdown to speak to your youth.
Yeah, JP, we decided we've been giving every second week, we've been giving food out to the underprivileged people. So we decided we're not seeing our youth and even our seniors anymore. The guys were on groups, they don't chat to each other anymore. Our members on a farm just outside Paul to assist us there. He came back in an hour's time. He said, listen here, the guys say we can use his farm to get the guys together. So the Saturday we've got some youngsters, our juniors set up together, and even our seniors set up, where we got them together so that they can talk to each other, meet each other. And like one of the juniors said to us, they are seeing their clubs due to the fact that they are playing on a Saturday morning. When the seniors get to the field, they are gone, or they just watch, they never get to speak to them. So we decided, come let the juniors meet our seniors interact with our juniors.
So, Aslam, I mean, obviously you've got some seniors there that have got a lot of experience at Vineyards. They've been around a long time, and they understand the importance of passing on positive messages, passing on a belief, values and morals to the kids.
Yeah, definitely, JP. For instance, our senior guys, the senior guys now, been playing for 10, 12 years, so they know the setup of the club. Our captain took the leadership. He took the under-16s and he gave him a bit of his how we got to Vineyards, how we played in the first team, how we became the captain. And that guys came up to me after, when we finished, came up to me and said, Coach, if this is what happened to Suleiman, we want this to be us. We want to be here one day. So I made a job with Suleiman and the guys that there, come out and help our juniors become the leaders of tomorrow.
Aslam, I've got to ask you, the kids themselves, when they came to the farm, they look like they are really enjoying it, and they look like they're looking at the folks that are speaking to them as role models, and they are interested in hearing what the club's value system is.
Yeah, definitely, JP. I think our management installed values and morals, club morals, by our seniors. And we're trying to bring it down to our juniors as well. And our juniors are definitely seeing our senior first, the Suleiman Anters, the Wal Coulsons, the Malcolm Hughes, all that guys, as their role models. I mean, they're seeing Salman on the TV. But if Salman gets there, due to the fact that he's a junior of Indians, they're getting mad to see him. Obviously, they want to see their heroes in front of their faces. And they got to see it that Saturday.
That's fantastic. Aslam, just tell us a little bit about the location itself and choosing a farm and the animals.
We've got the farm just outside Paul, in Paul, Clay Nederberg guest farm. He's got horses there. He's got this farm where we actually played some touch with the guys. We played some games with them. And to top it all off, when after we had some food, the lunch that he said we can use the horses. And I think some of the guys, some of the juniors especially, did thoroughly to drive on the horse. And to Kashif and his team there. I just want to say thank you.
The audio is a bit scratchy, but I think we're slowly getting the picture there. But Aslam, that is fantastic to have those kind of supporters at a club level. So that's the Klein Nederburg Farm Guest House, of course, that we can give that mention to. And then Aslam, so you mentioned that you're going to have some more of these projects, just from a outreach projects. Of course, you're carrying on with the feeding schemes, but your leadership planning on doing more of these invites and events with the youth structures.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, we're having a meeting tomorrow evening to what next. So every second Thursday, we have a meeting what is next up for the guys. I think after this, we're going to think out again to get the guys back to us again and to use the junior setup and senior setup. We can give out food again.
Aslam, that's absolutely incredible. I think we're gonna leave it at that. Rather scratchy interview. I'm hoping that the PAL structures will of course keep supporting all of the initiatives out there, and we look forward to catching up with you again, and we love sharing these stories. They're so positive. It just goes to show the value that club rugby can bring, not only in playing rugby, but in supporting the players, the community of each club.
Yet again, JP, I want to say thank you to you, KTV. I think, and I know that you support our first interview. We got support after the interview. After the second one, we got support as well. I think now we will get more support as well because people in Paul is watching this now. We've got a gentleman there, Joe Latif. His daughter invited him to Joburg to come visit them. He was there last year, so he saw his daughter and his grandchildren last year. So he had to leave on Friday, and he told his daughter, give me a flight or a bus ticket for Sunday, but I'm not coming to Joburg before I attend the Vineyards thing. So that is what we want to do. We want to bring love to the club again.
Fantastic, Aslam. We're going to leave it at that. Probably one of the more tricky interviews we've had to do, but we'll catch up with you again soon, and we look forward to more fantastic pictures.
Thank you very much, JP. Thanks.
There we go, folks. Aslam Abrams there, Vineyards Rugby Football Club's doing some incredible stuff, and it's great to see that the senior members are playing a role at the club, and of course looking after the youth structures. Exactly the kind of thing that we need. And so fantastic to see that Suleiman Antar is still leading the way at Vineyards. We've of course covered him in some games over the years, and that's really fantastic. Folks, before we go to Phil Cronje, who's coming up next, you can win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, as you know, 33090. All you need to do is SMS the word SCORE, just SMS the word SCORE to 33090, and you'll put yourself in the mix to win a case of Score energy drinks. All right, 33090, just SMS the word SCORE now to 33090, and you put yourself in the mix to win a case of Score energy drinks. Congratulations to last week's winner, Hazel Woodward. Hazel, of course, somebody from Cape Rugby TV is going to get in touch with you, and you'll win yourself that case of Score energy drinks. Folks, when we come back from the break, we're going to catch up with Phil Cronje. He's head coach at Hamilton's Rugby Football Club, and Hamilton's is, of course, one of the clubs also that are working at preparing their facilities for 2021. Well, we'll find out more about that after the break. Don't go away. Back in a sec.
We would like to welcome you to MChem's 24-hour pharmacy. We have a staff of 50 in the dispensary, of which more than 20 are pharmacists. MChem has 7 specialized clinics, a sports supplement department, a skincare salon, health zone, and a coffee shop. We also have 3 ATMs for your convenience. We are about value. Part of the value add is that we are always here to serve you 24 hours a day.
Well, welcome back, folks. Cape Rugby TV. We carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Of course, even though it's lockdown, the clubs have been staying busy, and certainly one of the things we're seeing at the moment is that clubs are making sure that their facilities are ready for next year. Some folks are busy painting, some are laying bricks, some are busy taking thorns out of the grass, whatever it might be. And on the line with me now is Hamilton's Rugby Football Club head coach, who's of course been on the show with us before, but the last time we spoke, Phil Cronje, things were slightly different.
Yeah, hi JP. Yeah, a lot different though. I think the last time then me and you had a chat, we thought that we will have the back end of the year, we had some rugby, we'd have some rugby, but I think that is out of the window. So no rugby. And yeah, at this point of time, we're looking forward and building towards next year.
Yeah, and at that stage, I think we were chatting, hoping things would come back, and clubs were just trying to make sure the guys stay fit, that they were training in their houses and trying to find a way to train. And now things are different. I believe you guys are already starting to look forward to 2021's preseason.
Yeah, we're busy with those things, JP. I think in the beginning, because we all had the hope that rugby will return, but obviously we know that rugby don't return. So I think the longer that the year went on, I think I would more say all the players fall off the bus by sending in the results and stuff, because we actually knew that there won't be any rugby. So fitness for them, sending the tests in and the results in, I don't think that make any sense for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we're looking forward to next year.
2021, of course, a lot of clubs are busy trying to make sure that their facilities are in good nick. We spoke to Nolene Oosthuizen the other day. She says the grass is growing incredibly well there. We spoke to Pedro April from Eerste Rivier, and the guys have been working on their clubhouse, and the guys have been chipping away there and making sure things look good there. We know that Young Wesley's has been leveling their field, but we see from the photographs that you've posted on Facebook, we see that you guys are doing the same at Hammy's from a field perspective.
Yeah, JP, at the end of the day, I think that's the one good thing that the corona brings to the party is obviously young and old players that had some injuries that can rest. And also now we've got the time to fix around the clubhouse, in the clubhouse, our fields. I think it's been some time, so because obviously, as we know, there's a lot of rain down in Cape Town.
Yeah.
And that also counted in our favor. So that very well organized from club management to fix our fields. As you saw on social media, that we busy working hard on our fields. It was a bit, it wasn't level, so we tried to make it level now. The whole process, obviously the guys that's doing that will have all the inside information about that. But I think we spent a lot of money on that, try to fix our fields. And as you can see, it's looking in good nick at the moment.
So I know that you're not the greenskeeper there, but it seems like when it comes to, and in fact, we should probably get the Newlands greenskeeper Julian on the show, who can tell us a little bit more about how one gets a field into good shape. But it seems like there you had to take away some of the soil to keep it level, and now I believe you start throwing seeds to make the grass grow again.
Yeah, JP, from what I'm understanding, like I said, I'm not the greenkeeper. From what I'm understanding at the moment is they did cut it, and then they had to make holes in it, and then put topsoil on top of it, and then fertilize. I think that's the right word. I'm not 100% sure. And now at this stage, they're putting a new set of, I think it's mist on top of that, and a lot of water. So it looks like at the end of the day, those guys definitely know what they're doing.
Yeah.
As you saw on the videos, I was at the pitch about a week and a half ago, and it's, like I said, it's looking in good nick.
Yeah, I get the feeling maybe your previous sponsor, Blenko, would have been supplying fertilizer there.
Yes, somewhere along those lines, but yes, I'm sure those guys, they would be in contact with those guys to do that. I think, like I said, there's a lot of things happening around the club. Our bar is open up from the 1st, I think. So we're drawing, our juniors are as busy practicing at the grounds at the moment. Obviously, they can't do on the main field. But like I said, there's some movement at the club now, and I think that's good for clubs. To get that revenue in for the youngsters to get to the club and make use of the facilities at the bar, especially when it comes to having food and drinks and stuff like that.
One of the things, Phil, and I'm maybe catching you a little bit off guard here, but one of the things that a lot of clubs also are busy doing is building their old boy structures, making contact with their past players to keep them engaged. Do you know at Hammies, is that something that the guys are still doing? We know that you've got your guys are very strong with regards to the sort of club activities and people enjoying themselves on match day.
Yeah, obviously, JP, a club can't survive without the old boys. Obviously, it starts with the old boys. I know for a fact that behind the scenes, there's a catering happening once a month with the old boys. They made contact with us and say what's happening, what's the way forward. Obviously, from where we started in the preseason, they're happy with what's happening. So now these guys, we will try to draw them back to the club. But we can only do these things when, like I said, on the COVID thing, when let's call it when bars are open and these guys are more than welcome to come to the club. So yeah, these things will happen. But yeah, old boys play a very big role in especially at Hammies.
Yeah, we've of course got to see and wait and see what all the regulations are, and hope that the virus itself just keeps getting less and less and less. But I think we're doing quite well from a Western Cape perspective at the moment, as long as everybody keeps following the rules. Phil, for 2021. The other clubs, and we know that you guys as coaches in Super League A, you've all been in contact with each other. You've been doing some of the coaching courses with Jerome Parvater, and I know, of course, people like yourself. You've done many of these courses, and you're quite advanced with yourself. I don't know how many people know this, but that you've coached internationally and you've coached all around the country as well. But do you think that we're going to see a new level of coaching in 2021 with all of this, all of the training and online workshops that the guys have been doing with SA Rugby and guys like Jerome Parvater?
Jake, I think at the end of the day, because we had this huge break, I think that allows us, because we're rugby people, we want to prepare ourselves now that we had the time. I think you're going to see a different level of rugby come next season, because we had this time to prepare. We can have these one-on-one with players. We had pre-season with players by saying, you know what, you're not actually first choice but a second choice. To become a first choice, this is what you need to work on. So those guys that still had that in them to be at the top level, at club level, they could work on those things, and we will actually have to wait and see when we get back to training if they follow the instructions that's been handed out to them.
Yeah. Phil, we're going to leave it at that. We're looking forward to keep watching you guys and talking about you guys and finding out what's happening behind the scenes. We know that you're not able to do any physical contact training at the moment, and at the moment it's just virtual discussions and meetings and so on. But we look forward to catching up again soon.
Thanks for having set time out for us, and we're looking forward to a full season next year.
Absolutely, everybody is. We can't wait. It's going to be a great. Like we said, we're now into our pre-season. We've got a lot of time to talk about pre-season training and player profiles and so on.
Yeah.
Thanks, Phil. Great stuff.
Jeff.
There we go, folks. Phil Cronje, Hamilton's rugby football head coach. And of course, as with many of the clubs out there, they're staying busy. They're making sure the clubhouse is looking good. They're making sure that they've got their players lined up for next year. They're encouraging registrations, and that's really fantastic. So great stuff there, speaking to Phil Cronje, head coach Hamilton's. Folks, that's a wrap from us this evening. But before we go, it's just a final reminder that if you want to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, just send the word SCORE to 33090. And if you want to put yourself in the mix to win your own set of masks, 20 masks, courtesy, as you can see, courtesy of CTC Sports, then just SMS the word CTC to 33090. You might as well save that number permanently on your phone, 33090, because for the Score competition, you SMS the word SCORE to 33090, and for the CTC Sports Mask competition, you SMS the word CTC to 33090. Folks, that's a wrap. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place, and certainly we say to you, have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.